Good morning, students. A warm welcome to everyone. This is Priya, English Department, Alpha International CBSE School, Bahur. Children, learn as much as you can while you are young. Learn as much as you can while you are young because after grown up, you may be too busy to learn. You might have no time to learn. So you have to learn as much as possible, right? Because education is a treasure and it is a passport for freedom, liberty, and future. As it is a passport for future because it is a key for success. It is a key to unlock the world, to travel all around the world. If you want to travel, if you want to roam, if you want to go here and there, everywhere around the world, education is the main key, and education is the main passport for our bright future and also for liberty. It means freedom to travel all over the world with our own knowledge. So this is why we say that we have to learn when you are young and you have to do hard work so that you will be having a bright future. And our school, our school is a building with what? With just 4 walls, right? In each classroom. But that classroom is having something inside. What is it? Each and every classroom is having a tomorrow inside. So we are not telling that it is easy to learn and come out everything and it is not even tough. If you think that you can do, you will do. So with this, let us start the lesson, the tsunami. Because I'm not going to hide what topic we are going to speak today because the heading itself is there, the tsunami. So just touching around the bush, I'm going to speak directly. So children, what is meant by tsunami? I think everybody knows tsunami. Even Kadalur, I mean recently we all were affected with the tsunami. So let us talk first what is meant by tsunami. Tsunami is a Japanese word. TSU. Tsu means, T is silent there. Tsu means, it is a meaning like harbor and nami meaning wave. Harbor, wave. If we syllabify tsunami, Tsu means harbor and nami means wave. So this is usually associated with what? Earthquakes, landslides, volcanic eruptions, and all natural disasters, right? For those things, this will be associated with such natural disasters. And then such movement of the water. It means the movement of water which is caused by these earthquakes or landslides or volcanic eruptions under the seas. It will result in sudden movement of the water, and these tidal waves which are produced through that water is called tsunami. And then children, the tsunami is having a long wave. We can say it as a long wave or a high wave, big wave, giant wave, whatever we can refer, it will be as big. So we can give it as any name like long wave or big wave, whatever you can. It is a giant wave which is caused by the earthquakes or volcanic eruption under the sea. So these waves actually they will not increase in height as they come over, they will not increase in size. But as the waves travel inland, but if the waves travel inland, they build up to higher and higher heights as the depth of the ocean, as the depth of the seas decreases. Actually, the level of the waves will be same. So when it is coming nearer to the land side, when the depth of the sea is decreasing, it becomes higher and higher. It is visible like in higher and higher heights. So the speed of the tsunami waves depend on the ocean depths only. So rather than a distance from the source of the wave, rather than the distance, it depends just on the depth only, ocean's depth. And these waves, these tsunami waves will travel as fast as a jet plane. So this fastness, the wave's fastness is equal to the jet plane's speed, and only slowing down, and then slowing down when reaching the shallow waters. So while tsunamis are often referred to as tidal waves, because in the movement of water will be ups and downs along with the depth of the ocean and the speed of the waves, the heights of the waves. So because of all this, we will be named that as a tidal wave also. So we have discussed what is a tsunami and how it is occurred, how it occurs. We have discussed, right? But what is there with that name, particular name, the tsunami, the whole lesson? What we are going to discuss in this whole lesson? Do you have an idea, children? What is there in this lesson? Nearly, 15 to 20 slides to discuss about this. So there is something which we are going to discuss, which we are going to search, and we are going to end with a message. Each and every lesson will have a message, and this lesson also will have a message. To collect the message from this lesson, we have to travel along with the phrases. Okay? Yeah. Come on, children, let us see into the contents. Here are the contents of this lesson, the tsunami. First one is introduction. Introduction means the summary of the lesson. We are going to discuss in brief about the lesson, okay? Then second part is let's read. In let's read there are three parts. Part 1, it is some stories from India. And the main characters of this first part is Ignatius, Sanjeev, Meghna, Almas, Javed. And in second part it is a story from Thailand. And the main character is Tilly Smith. And part 3, it is a story from Sri Lanka. And we are going to discuss about the animals in Sri Lanka. And the last part of in this content is analysis and conclusion. It means we are going to find out what is the conclusion given in the lesson, like what is the message from the lesson. So these are the contents of the lesson, the tsunami. Now introduction. About the prose. This prose is a collection of real life stories based on the 2004 tsunami that hit the Indian Ocean, affected 14 countries including Indian coastal regions, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Indonesia and Thailand. So children, the introductory part of this story shows us, represents the tsunami which occurred in the year 2004. I said in the first slide itself, right, that we too had faced that tsunami in 2004, which occurred in Kadalur also, right? So we are going to discuss about that tsunami which was occurred in 2004, right? And this tsunami in 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami affected Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Island and also our Tamil Nadu also, right? Yes. The earthquake was the third largest ever recorded. The earthquake which occurred in that year, 2004, was the third largest earthquake which was occurred from the past, right? So such a big earthquake it was. And in this lesson we are going to see, it means this lesson talks about some experiences, some of the people's experiences with their wits. It means who faced the tsunami, who experienced the tsunami directly, visualized it, and who survived it courageously. So this lesson shows us how those people survived the tsunami courageously, and we are going to discuss some experiences of those people. So this is the introductory of part of this lesson, the tsunami. Part 1, Stories from India. So it means the part 1 consists of the stories from India. Ignatius, Sanjeev, Meghna, Almas and Javed, right? Yes. These stories are all from the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Children, underline the word archipelago. Archipelago, we have to pronounce it like, we have to syllabify and pronounce like A-R means A. R is silent here. A-R means A. C-H-I, A, K. K, K-U-H. We have to pronounce like K-U-H. It is C-H-I, K, P, La, Go. Archipelago. Children, archipelago means it is a group of islands. It means a group of islands in the, we call the group of islands as archipelago. So let me read the content first. Ignatius was a manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off his table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. When the tremors stopped, underline the word tremor. Tremor means a slight shaking. A little bit shaking, we call it as tremor. They saw the sea rising. In the chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. Only the three other children who came with him were saved. Children, this lesson, the first thing we have, this lesson begins with the narratives of the people. It means the people who experienced the tsunami, their narration, they who explained regarding those things. This story starts about those explanations only. Like the people who experienced the tsunami in the Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. When the tsunami took place in Andaman and Nicobar, we are talking about the year 2004, right? The tsunami took place at what? On December 26, 2004. So we are going to discuss about the Andaman which hit the tsunami, which was hit by a tsunami on December 26, 2004. So first let us discuss about this person, Ignatius. This man's name is Ignatius and Ignatius was a manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. Kachal means it is a place. It is an island at Nicobar. So this person's name was Ignatius. So early morning around 6 o'clock in the morning when they were in half 90% sleep, early morning we won't sleep deep, right? At 6 a.m. and all. His wife felt something is shaking. So she soon realized that it is an earthquake. Immediately she started waking her husband also. She woke her husband and she awoke her husband. Her husband means he was Ignatius. So at around 6 o'clock in the morning, she felt an earthquake and again she woke him up immediately. After, it's quite natural, right, children? Once we feel something is going to happen, like negative things, bad thing, first we will safeguard ourselves and we will safeguard are the precious things which are around us, right? In the same way, here Ignatius, he also felt the earthquake and immediately first he was thinking about his television only. He slowly went, took the television and then kept on the floor because so that he can stop it by falling down and breaking, right? So he want to safeguard his television first and then immediately everybody evacuated through the house, out of the house. It means everybody rushed out of the house, ran out of the house because why? Whenever we get earthquakes, we have to run out of the house, but we must never think that staying inside the house is safe. During the earthquakes, all these concretes may fall on our head and we can break our heads or we can lose our lives also. So it is not at all safe staying at home during earthquakes and we have to run into the open ground, open area, right? Never stay beside any wall or trees or anything during the earthquakes. So these people, this family also ran out of their house. And then when the earthquake, when the tremors stopped, tremors means what I said, a slight shaking. So when the earthquake, the shaking of the earthquake stopped. When it stopped, the sea began to rise now. Till that the sea was calm. When the earthquake stopped, suddenly the sea began to rise. Why? Because the tsunami occurs only when the earthquake is heavy under the seas only, earthquake occurs, then only tsunami will come. In the same way, the sea began to rise. And with these confusions, early morning 6 o'clock, earthquake occurred and they noticed that sea is rising, because nobody will be in peace, right? They will sort of some confusion, something in running in their minds. In that confusion mind, two of his children, they don't know where they are running, they don't know what they are doing. Their two children ran and held the hands of whom? Ignatius' wife is there, right? So we are talking about Ignatius' children. Their children, they ran and holded the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother. It means their uncle and grandfather. They hold their hands. Why? Because they were scared. They ran to save themselves from the wave, but unfortunately, Ignatius could never see them again. The children, everybody ran to save their lives, right? It's really a terrible thing when we are seeing a big wave facing us. Everybody started running to save their lives. Even Ignatius saw their children running with their grandfather and uncle, but unfortunately, he could never see them again. He was not able to see his children. The waves swallowed his wife also. In front of his eyes, he saw his children, his family members, his wife also swallowed by the sea. And in the end, only he was the only one, and his three children who stayed with him could be saved. It means at the end, there were three children who were staying with Ignatius, they were saved. So his wife, two children, uncle and then grandfather, everybody was swallowed by the waves, tsunami waves, and only Ignatius was left over. And then what? And the other three children who came with him were saved. Only these four were saved at present. Sanjeev was a policeman serving in the Kachal island of the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter from the waves. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away. 13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on to a wooden door. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead. Children, underline the word relief helicopters. But they did not see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. Underline the word daze. Children, helicopters, relief helicopters means no, but during these natural disasters they will provide, the government provides some helicopters in which the people come to rescue the people who were affected in those areas. So those helicopters which were specially arranged for these incidents, natural disasters, for the rescue of the people are called relief helicopters. And daze means a person who is in half confused state and half cautious state, like that, not in a stable mind. Daze means not in a stable mind. So here Sanjeev, a person named Sanjay, he was a policeman in the Kachal, and we are talking about the Kachal only, right? Till now, that Ignatius belongs to the Kachal. So Kachal Island means it is in Nicobar Islands. So Sanjeev was a policeman in that Kachal Island. In this situation, he somehow managed to save himself, and also he saved his wife also. He has a family. He was having a wife and a baby, small baby daughter. He saved, somehow he tried and managed his family also. And then suddenly he heard some voices, a lady crying for. When he was looking for that, he noticed that she was a cook, John's wife. So the wife of John, who is a cook in his guest house. Children, guest house means it is a place where we used to make our guests. We used to accommodate, prepare, arrange accommodation for our guests or friends, right? So that is called guest house. In that guest house, there is a cook called John, and his wife was stuck there in that water waves, and she was crying from there. Being a policeman, he has that responsibility to save the other people also, right? So as soon as he saved his wife and daughter, he immediately jumped into the water to save that lady also in the guest house. But unfortunately, the bad thing happened. It means both of them were taken away by the water. Both of them were swept in the water. And the 13-year-old girl, Meghna, a girl named Meghna, and she was 13-year-old, she was also swept along with their parents. Both Meghna and her parents were swept, taken away by the waters, and along with them, 77 other people were also swept in the water. And this girl, this 13-year girl, Meghna, spent 2 full days in the water, in the sea, just holding on to the wooden door without food. She was really tired, right? Without water or food. She's really tired. She was just hoping that someone will save her. Holding on to the wooden door, she was staying on the wooden door in the sea for 2 full days. And during this period, she was noticing, she can see these relief helicopters were just passing here and there overhead. She can see, and she's counting also that 11 helicopters were passing over there. But none of the people in the helicopters could detect her. Nobody could not see her. They were just searching for the people, but they cannot find Megnov, who is just resting on the wooden door. And then she also finally pushed away, it means carried away to the seashore, to the land, with a heavy wave. With a very big wave came and just pushed the wooden door towards the land, seashore, and she finally reached the land. And then she found that she was walking, but she don't know where she was walking, in what state she is. She's not in a stable mind also. She was just walking along the seashore, aside the shore, like completely she was in shock and confused state. So this is her situation. Almas Javed was 10 years old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair. Underline the word Port Blair. Children, Port Blair is a place. It is a capital city of Andaman and Nicobar Island. Okay, where her father had a petrol bunk. Her mother Rahila's home was in Narkori Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the sea water recede. Underline the word recede, children. Recede means like moving back from where it was. It comes forward and moving back to its place is called recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke he woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. Children, here Almas Javed is a 10-year-old child. Almas Javed is a 10 years old child, and the father of Almas Javed owned a petrol bunk in Port Blair. So Port Blair is also a place. It means Port Blair is a capital city of Andaman and Nicobar Island, and in that place Javed's father was having a petrol pump. So there Almas Javed she studied in the Carmel convent. Almas Javed studied in the Carmel convent. The family had come to her mother's home. It means Almas Javed's family had come to her mother's home to spend her holidays. It means to spend her Christmas holidays. She came there. She came to Andaman and Nicobar Island only to spend the Christmas. But on the day of the disaster, the whole family was sleeping. We said no, it came the early morning. So the whole family was sleeping when tremors came early in the morning. So it was only when Alma's father saw the sea water. Everybody was sleeping there, and Alma's father he woke suddenly. I don't know what made him woke, but was he felt something was happening. So he woke up and saw, and he noticed that the sea water is moving backwards. Before the tsunami comes and hits the land, children, first the water, the sea will take its water, it goes back. The water will move back and immediately it rushes. So that is the process how the tsunami occurs, and this Alma's father noticed how the water was moving back, and he already got doubt and that it will come back with an unusual great force, because he also know how a tsunami will occur. So when he noticed that water was moving back, he definitely know that water will come in double force and hit the land. So he immediately woke everyone of his family members. We all are sleeping. The rest of them all are sleeping. He woke everyone up immediately and made them to go away. Go away means made them to be in a safe place. He sent them to the secure place out of harm's way. It means he want to protect his family. So he made them to run away, rush from that place to save their lives. So this is the explanation of this paragraph, children. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. Her grandfather rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both of them away. So when they were rushing from that place to save their lives, Alma's grandfather got hit. It was his grandfather got hit by something with the force, something, because of those wind force or maybe the water force. Alma's grandfather got hit in his head by something, and he fell down. So in that attempt, when he was trying to save their family, he got hit by something and fell down. In that attempt to give him a hand, Alma's father ran towards him. When her grandfather fell down, when her grandfather fell down because of that thing which had hit him, Alma's father ran back just to save his Alma's grandfather. Alma's father ran towards whom? To her grandfather, because he wants to save Alma's grandfather also. But in the first wave which came, the tsunami's first heavy giant wave which came, it took both of them with it. It means that wave just washed away. The wave took both Alma's father and grandfather along with it. So it was really a great tragedy, and which was not at all they can't even digest when they can see their father and grandfather was just moving away with that waves, right children? Yes. Alma's mother and aunts stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree and they too were washed away. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it, then she fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital in Kamota. Underline the word Kamota, children. It is another place in that Nicobar lands. Okay. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Underline the word traumatized, children. Traumatized means greatly shocked or distressed. And children, as Alma's parents, I mean grandfather, father, mother, everybody started running to save their lives when they want to go to the safer places. Suddenly, her grandfather was hit by something on his head and he fell down. In order to save Alma's grandfather, Alma's father went back to save her grandfather. When he was trying to help him, suddenly a strong wave, a very big change, the first wave of the tsunami came and just what happened? It took them away along with it. Alma's father and her grandfather was no more. The wave took them back along with it. So it took both of them with it. And one side here, father and grandfather was just taken away by that wave. And then another hand, this side, when Alma's mother and aunts were running to save their lives, the water was rushing, the water was even taking them also. They started holding the leaves of a coconut tree. There was a coconut tree and they started holding the leaves of the coconut tree and they were holding it tight and calling for Almas because Almas may be in some other place. So they were calling Almas also to save that poor girl. But this strong wave, the another wave also came there and it uprooted. It just uprooted means like plucking away, pulling it away from along with the roots. This coconut tree was uprooted by the strong wave, and now here Alma's mother and her aunts were also taken by that wave. That strong wave came and took both of them with it, and it also what happened? Uprooted the tree along with it out of the ground. And now Almas saw a log of wood. Log of wood means a piece of wood. She saw a log of wood. That only she remember. After that, she don't know what had happened. She saw a log of wood and then she fainted. She went into an unconscious state. She don't remember what had happened. She just fainted. And after some days or some time maybe, Almas when she opened her eyes. When Almas opened her eyes, she found herself like she was in a hospital in Kamota. She found herself lying on the bed in a hospital which was in Kamota. Kamota is another island in Nicobar, I said right. And this girl was brought to Almas was brought to Port Blair and she is deeply shocked. So she can only remember, she can only visualize her father and grandfather was taken by a wave. Along with it, on the other hand, her mother and her aunts were also taken by the wave. Everything she saw, she visualized, witnessed everything, everyone were washed away by those waves. And the last thing what she remember is she saw a log of wood floating in the water, that's all. And then she fainted. When she opened eyes, she found herself, she found that she was in a hospital on a bed and later she was sent to Port Blair. She was brought to Port Blair and she's really in the shock, so she was not in a stable mind. Whoever may be, when they see their parents and relatives in this situation, of course they will be not unstable mind, right? She was not at all in a stable mind and she was like shocked, confused, maybe fear. She may be scared also with all those things and thinking about tomorrow. And then at that moment she decided and she refused to talk with others and she decided not to talk about this incident with anyone or any time. So because of this distressness, she got distressed to the extent like she did not want to discuss or open her words, open her heart or share anything regarding this incident or that episode which had happened. And she don't want to talk with anyone or any more. So this is what she was on thinking only one thing, that not to talk with anyone about this bad incident. So these are the stories, children, which we have discussed in the part 1. It means in part 1 the stories are about Ignatius, Sanjeev, Meghna and Almas Javed. So do you remember who is Ignatius? Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Kutchal. He woke his wife, we discussed before itself, right, that he was safeguarding his television first, and how his wife and children were taken away by those waves. And second thing, second person we have discussed about Sanjeev. Sanjeev was a policeman. He also had a wife and a baby daughter. So when he was trying to safeguard his family was saved. But when he went to save a cook's wife who was in guest house, there Sanjeev and that girl was also washed away. They were also dead. They were also moved, taken away by those water. And the third story is about Meghna. We spoke about Meghna, like her parents and 77 other people were taken away by those waves in the sea, like floated. They were taken away by those waves, and she spent 2 whole days on a wooden deer in the sea. And we have also discussed, right, like she 11 times those relief helicopters were passing her overhead. Nobody noticed her, but she was seeing it, but she was in a stage where she can't help herself. And that is a thing, that is a small story about Meghna's experience during that tsunami. And the last thing was Almas Javed, and this is a crucial thing. Almas Javed, how she lost her daddy, mother, father, mother, grandfather, aunts in front of her. She visualized everything, everybody of her family members. Every one of her family members were taken away by the waters, by the waves. So visualize. Then later she was in the hospital, and at last what is it? She decided not to talk or discuss about this to anyone regarding this, right? So these are the 4 small stories. Not stories, children, real experiences of the people who faced this tsunami in India. So we call the first part as stories from India. Right, children? So let us discuss about the activity now. Okay? Children, your today's activity is collect a small story of tsunami survivors in India. It means you have to search in the internet about the real stories of tsunami survivors. It means who escaped those waves, who experienced the tsunami in real. You have to find out the stories. You have to search in the internet. That too, the stories from India only. The story should be the tsunamis. The tsunami survival story should be only from India. So you go through the internet, collect some stories, and everyone should explain me a short story, and you have to send that video to me. It just don't think it as a test or something else, children. It just I want to see you how you are expressing your views. I want to see you how good you are in communicating. Communication skills. So I want you to see your words, the pronouncing, how you are pronouncing all the words regarding vocabularies. So this activity, every time we are just writing, taking photos and sending, no, children. So let us change this. So let this activity be a speaking skill. So you just go through the internet, find one best story, and then you read that story, understand that story, and you have to explain that small story of the tsunami survivor. Might be the story you can explain within 3 to 5 minutes, or you can take 10 minutes also, no problem. I will listen to your stories. Okay, children, I have patience. So whatever, even if you speak for 1 hour also, no problem. Your English ma'am, myself, I am ready to listen to you. But the only thing is, you have to express. You have to show, you have to give your views in your own way, so that all the points what you are thinking in your mind should be expressed. The outcome should be in a clear structure. So just go through the internet, find one story. Don't search for a big stories, okay? So find a short, small story and you go through that, read it, understand it, and explain to me, that too in a video, not audio. I want to, you just close your doors, no parents disturbance or any like dogs, vehicles, no disturbance should be there. You have to close your rooms and then sit properly and then take a video of yourself explaining the story of those tsunami survivors in India. So let this speaking skill activity be the best thing, and I hope you will accompany me, you will cooperate with me and do the best, children. So till today you are doing all the activities perfectly and you are the best, I think so. And I am I am like, how to say that, I know you will do, children. So I'm confident on my side. So be courageous, be bold while speaking. So be clear in your mind. Just note down the main points of the story, explain it clearly. And you, even though if you are doing mistakes, even though if your English is not good enough also, your English ma'am will take it in the best way. And here I am only to correct you, only to help you, and not to point out your mistakes. So feel free to speak in front of your ma'am and express your feelings, and I will be waiting for your videos. Okay, children? And thank you, thanks a lot. And then the main thing, so I think we are coming to the last process of this tsunami. Sorry, children, I'm talking about tsunami. We are coming in the we are in the last stages of this corona effects and all. I want you to be safe. Start reading, start writing, and be happy with your friends. Don't roam anywhere. Don't go outside. And then eat healthy, sleep healthy, be healthy. Okay, children. Thank you. And this is Priya signing off from Alpha International CBSE School. And have an stunning day. Bye bye.